Is it on?
Okay, start video. It's not doing this.
Can you hear him in your ear?
Oh, yeah,
I hear him talking, so you don't have that in.
I know I don't have the video, the mute.
That closed. Yeah, thank you.
Sign in, so we try signing her in, but I can't assign it to her.
Huh,
So,
that's weird.
yeah.
Huh, all
I'm
right.
just mute. I don't want to be like that. I'm the chairman. I have to talk all night.
You unmuted. You're on.
I'm on. Don, can you hear me?
Donnie, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, I can.
yeah, that's okay. I'm trying to get so I can see everyone.
Okay, I could see you.
Good. Well, it's good you me and you. Then you can see the chairman. Okay. How are you doing? All right.
Good, good.
I just got a new computer, a new laptop. They finally got me a laptop, but we're still working out the tweaks, so my camera isn't really functioning now with they got to allow it to work for Teams and some of these other things, so they're going to set that up.
Okay,
Because you can't see me, right?
correct.
Yeah, that's why you couldn't see me yesterday, Don. Same thing.
Yeah, that's, as long as we could hear you.
This is Jack Finnerty. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you fine, Jack. I could see you.
So there's nothing on the screen yet, Donnie, right?
No.
We're not putting, there's no plans or anything up yet, right?
No, I could,
We only have 2 members. Where is everybody?
we got a couple on there.
I see
I'm under
Jack and
under Mary Ann's iPad there now.
I see,
Do you see the agenda up there now?
yes.
I can see it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll leave that up there for a minute. Yeah, so far, we got Bill King, we got Jay Murphy, we got Jack Finnerty, we got Todd.
I can only see I can't see the other ones. There must be hidden
You have to
somewhere.
hit the, what's that? You have to hit on that.
I'm still working my way through this new laptop, so I'm
There's like-
really,
This is
You
supposed to
go
be
on
a
the
post-
bottom of that screen, John, you can hit the arrow right and you'll see whoever else is in there.
Bottom of the screen. I can see you, Bill.
yeah, I see everybody, yeah.
There we
Now
go.
I'm on. Now
There we
somebody
go.
got me.
There we go.
All right. But I don't see nothing else on the screen. What's going on? Oh,
I just hit participants.
I mean, I can see myself in the small screen, but I don't see anything else.
I don't want that. How do I get Jay off this thing? I got Jay on the
Oh,
whole
here,
thing.
here. Gallery. There you go.
Well, usually it pops up to the person who's talking.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
All right. I see you, Billy. I see you now. Okay.
but there's a spot in the left half of the screen there. I hit gallery, and then it shows everyone. That's
All right, I'm
got their
good now.
camera.
It's
Got their
yeah.
camera on.
Okay, I see you, Jay.
All right. And
Hi, Annie.
Hello.
And I'll introduce Annie Buckowitz. Annie just started as our assistant planner. So you'll be seeing more and more of her.
oh,
Hi,
okay,
Annie.
good.
Nice to meet everyone.
Yep.
Nice to meet you, Annie.
Hey, Channy.
So you finally got an assistant done. Didn't take too long, huh?
Yeah, no, not too long.
About 20 years.
Yeah. All right.
Only two guys rattling around that building more longer than Donnie is me.
True.
All right, I mean, the first thing, well, I guess, Jay, you want to do any announcements or get us started, I guess? We have a quorum.
Yeah. Well, you want me to just call the meeting to order
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
April 14th, 2021? We'll call the City Planning Commission to order. Is there any old business or anything else, or mail or anything, correspondence there?
no correspondence. We have one item on the agenda under old business.
Yeah, the place on Kaiser Avenue, the review of the land development
Yes,
by May Brands on Kaiser Avenue, right?
yeah.
Is there going to be a presentation, or are you just going to
I thought.
hear from you and John?
Well, I thought one of their engineers was going to jump on, but I don't see them there. So,
Is this,
they're
are we
making
at
some
a,
changes?
pardon?
They're making some changes to the plan that was initially presented. They're
Yeah.
gonna remove the diesel fuel pumps. So
Mhm.
they don't have to make accommodations for large trucks through the property. And it'll make it easier for them to get their approvals for PennDOT to
Yeah.
enter and exit on Kaiser Avenue. So they're in the midst of revising their plans and they'll be back to us again.
All right, so then we're not going to do any voting on it or anything?
No, we don't need to, they're revising their plan, so we don't
Okay,
need to
so
vote on anything.
So they'll be going next month or something. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
All
what
right.
happened was the owner of the overall development, of which Dunkin' Donuts was just a part, wanted the diesel pumps in the rear, wanted to have diesel pumps. So basically, what happened was PennDOT wouldn't allow them certain access, which they wouldn't work out front. They gave us numerous alternatives in the back, but it wouldn't mean we would have to have city council make North-South Road two-way for the length of their property. We met with them right after Thanksgiving. They gave us the sketches. And then in that interim time, we didn't have a meeting. So basically the owner of the project decided to pull it back only because he didn't want to delay it any longer. So they're going with the original design or close to it, right, Donnie? And basically we should get another submission in shortly.
That's the long and short of it.
Yeah. In case anybody's listening, that's where it's at.
Oh, okay. So, so there's nothing to vote on. Do we want to move on to new business?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. So the first thing in new business is the review of the minor subdivision plan for a subdivision of 3 parcels on the lands of David and Nicole Lenore and adjoining property at 15, 16, and 1700 blocks of Cherry Street. I think we talked about this last time. Didn't we? When they submitted it, was it 2 months ago or a month ago? I forget.
It was in December.
December meeting, right? So,
So what happened was, Donnie's gonna show it.
yeah.
That's basically what we approved in, December, this subdivision here.
Yeah.
Lot 1, we asked, I believe that's lot 1, the larger parcel to the, or lot 4, I can't really read it here on the screen, but, let me see if I can see it here. Lot 1, we asked them what they were gonna do with it. At that time, they had no plans. I guess the 3 neighbors fronting Cherry Street, basically decided maybe they wanted to purchase it. So the Leonore's came, it got George Parker back involved, and this would be for the subdivision of lot 1 into lots 5, 6, and 7 for the same purpose, to give people fronting Cherry Street additional land to the rear. Say that correctly, Don, I believe?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we have Mr. Parker on the line here.
Oh, we do.
All
Where
right.
is it?
Gentlemen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The sheet you're looking at was the original subdivision of 3 lots of that block, which is 600 feet long. Now, there should be a second sheet to this, which would show you,
Yeah.
there you go. Here's the sheet.
Get that one.
I didn't know you were there, George. Didn't want to cut you off.
That's okay. That's
All
okay.
right. Can we see this? Can we see this sheet now, George?
Yes.
Yes, correct. I can see it now.
All right.
As you see to the right, okay, or to the east, however you want to, refer to it, these are the 3 additional parcels that would come out of that 600-foot long block. As was stated before, the Leonore's have made arrangements with the people who front on Cherry Street that they would buy these parcels with the understanding, just as before on the first 3, that they must become part of the property. They can't be sold separately because there's no individual access to them. So there would be, like, we'll call it a buffer behind their properties. The undeveloped alley still remains an undeveloped alley.
Oh, okay. So they're buying the whole things behind there. Okay, that whole piece of that lot of land, right? Each of them are buying a lot that's directly behind them.
Individual pieces, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Each one directly behind the parcels that they own on Cherry Street.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now I got you. Okay.
So George, last time when we spoke, they got the first 3 homeowners at the bottom of Cherry Street to agree to purchase those 3, and now they talked to the other 3 up above them, and they agreed to purchase those lots as well, correct?
Correct.
Excellent.
So the first subdivision you approved a few months ago, and all these same conditions apply, that applied for the first 3.
Oh, okay.
John Boschus did send me some review comments. I did address them. The one was to add a dimension, which I did. And the second comment was to submit to the Lackawanna County Regional Planning Commission, which I did do that. I'm just not sure when they will meet now this month, but they do have the submission.
George, I wasn't able to attend because I'm on the County Planning Commission, but it was not on the April, let me look, April 8th meeting. So it's probably going to be on the May meeting. Okay. So,
Okay, I stand corrected. Yep.
and what I'm saying is the only dimension up at the top on Cherry Street, it must have been on a layer, George, and the 50 feet got dropped off this layer. So it's on the other map. It's just where the hand is, there's a 50-foot dimension that should be put there to identify the width of Cherry Street. That's it.
Yep.
They were my 2 comments, so they'll be addressed. It's on the first map, George. It must have dropped off the layer with this magic CAD, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
John, Paul, just a quick
Yes, sir.
question. That undeveloped street, is there any intent, if that, who could possibly develop that as a street?
Well,
Is that land owned by the Leonore's, or is it owned by the city, or?
I would, you know what, Donnie and I go back and forth with this a long time. Basically, it was when these were platted out back whenever, like the original subdivisions, this undeveloped, that alley was supposed to be the city's. Correct me if I'm wrong, Donnie, the 15-foot.
That's right.
It was never opened up. There's a court case that Donnie and I reference a lot, that if an intended right of way is opened up for public, is given to the municipality for public use, and it's never acted upon or opened up, it basically, the right to open it up goes away, Don. There's a case in Erie or something like that.
Well, the public's right to open it, so the city's right to open it as a street goes away after 21 years. but the private owners on both sides still have it's still a private road. So each of these property owners would still have the right to access that to get into the back of their properties.
So
We
that's
can't-
really,
yeah.
it's really not. Another way they could do it is, if they really wanted to, they could ask for it to be vacated, and then they could file quick claims for the adjoining, right, Don? I mean,
Yes, yeah,
it's really not a problem either way.
yeah. I mean, basically, the city's out of it. It's not a public right of way anymore. It's a private road.
Not knowing the lay of the land there, this may not even be able to be traversed. It might be so
Yeah.
rocky and rough that it, you know.
Oh, it is, believe me.
Oh, so it's kind of filled in, huh? All right.
But I don't see an issue with the way it's been done here. Do you, Donnie?
No, not at all.
That help you, Bill, or?
Yeah, I'm just, I mean, I just worry that a road gets opened up on the backside there, and that actually would cut right through the Leonori's side of their house there and work its way up. And then I guess it would, I don't know if it would dead end. It could, hypothetically go all the way to the very top of Cherry Street, I guess.
Well, like Don said, the only ones that have a right to use this would be the parcels that abut it, right, Donnie?
Yes, yeah.
So nobody from the other sides could use it. So if these people got together and somehow put a little trail in there or something just to get there, I mean, it's only would be for their use, right, Don?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. That's,
Yeah.
all right.
I think that's what you were looking for. It took us a while to peel it out though, Bill,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
Oh,
concerned
okay,
about that.
this is Jack Finnerty. I have a question about that.
Sure.
So in essence, we're saying that there's a provision whereby the parcels of land that are on the, I'm looking at the diagram now, on the lower side of that undeveloped alley, they become part of the original parcel and can only be sold that way, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Does that not mean that in effect that alleyway actually becomes part of the parcel?
It becomes more like a private easement across the parcel.
Okay.
So, theoretically, somebody up here, if they needed to get on this alley to access their property, they would have a right to do that. So each of these people still own the whole parcel, but it's subject to basically an easement across, an access easement for these property
So
owners.
they own both pieces of land, both parcels,
Yes.
but they're not contiguous.
Well, they are contiguous, but they have an easement across them is basically what it is. It's still one parcel with
Okay.
an easement across it.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I was referring initially to the undeveloped street.
Right.
Well, down at the bottom here, not the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
middle.
The same rules would apply to that. It's an unopened, undedicated street. So, the city's position is after 21 years, we lost our right to open it.
Well, you probably lost it then, right? Because Ozzy opened up that development years ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to guess that,
I'm here 18 years, so 19 almost.
this was probably laid out. The original plot plan was probably in the early 1900s, probably by Lackawanna Iron and Coal or one of those companies. And they just drew straight lines. They didn't look to see if there was a cliff or something. They drew straight lines and plotted out lots.
Okay.
Mhm.
So everyone understands the way the first three lots are going to be deeded out. They're going to be fee simple deeds, just the shape you see them. In other words, would not include the undeveloped alley. but by the same token, they have to sell both parcels if they ever sell the parcel on Cherry Street.
That's like a deed covenant, George, right?
Correct.
Which is stronger than anything. I mean, even zoning can't dissolve a deed covenant. So it's protected. The two parcels, even though they're separate, become one.
And then there's a note on the drawing to that effect.
Yes.
So in terms of the taxes on that land, it would just transfer from the Leonoris to each of those 6 individuals then?
If you look at statement of purpose down there near the bottom of the sheet, you'll see it.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a vote on there, Don? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think we can make a motion for final approval contingent upon the county's review and the minor drafting changes
Provision.
the engineer asked for.
Yep.
I'll
Is there
make
a
that
motion?
motion. Bill King?
Okay. We have
Need a second.
Okay. Let me stop that.
Still need a second on it.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Mr.
We
King?
don't have a second yet, Donnie.
Yeah, Jay, oh, do we?
Okay, I'll make a second then. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The other members are gonna have to unmute if they want to get on, you know?
Yeah, it looks like we're good there. So I have Mr. King.
Todd, you're muted. There you go.
Okay,
yeah.
Todd.
All right.
You want to call the roll call?
Yep. Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Finnerty,
Aye.
Mr. Pousley,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
All right, so by vote of 4-0, we grant that final approval with 2 conditions, the county review and some minor red line drafting changes.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your time hearing us out.
Thank
George,
George.
thank you and thank Dave. George, always for an
Yeah, thanks,
excellently,
Dave. Okay, George.
a well-prepared plan. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going
Okay,
to leave the meeting.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
George.
okay. And as soon as I get the letter back from the county, Donnie will get a copy too, but
yes,
we'll get this wrapped up and I'll send it back for signature.
You know,
okay.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
George.
Thanks.
Okay, want to move on to the next one, Don?
Yes,
Okay, review of lot consolidation plan, LLP-PA1 LLP Juicy for the combination of lots at the corners of 1900 block and 2000 block of Rosanna Avenue. It's an IL zone. What do we have in this, Don? Do we have speakers or anything?
Rich, are you gonna? Rich Williams, do you wanna?
He's
let the
muted, right?
commission
Okay,
know
yeah,
what's
no.
going on here?
Yeah, thanks, Don. Thanks, guys. I'm Rich Williams. I'm an attorney from Kingston, represent Jushi in connection with this matter. You may actually, let me back up a little bit. There was an article in the Scranton Times last week that you may have seen about Jushi's plans here along Rosanna Avenue. So this is really the first step of Jushi's proposed expansion of its facility along Rosanna Avenue. So Jushi currently has a facility along Rosanna Avenue right now, plans to expand its facility, essentially as depicted in the lot consolidation plan that's been submitted, and is in the process of acquiring properties in the area to expand its facility. In fact, Jushi has acquired all the properties that are depicted in this plan, but right now the property is vested in JREHPA LLC, which is Jushi's holding company, and eventually it will have to be conveyed to this IIP PA LLC, which is another company. And obviously that probably should be a condition of any approval by the planning commission. But this is the first step. Eventually, Juicy will come in with a land development plan for the project as well. But at this juncture, is solely looking to consolidate those parcels into the one combined 6.46 acre parcel.
Is this like across from CVS?
No,
Is that,
No,
where are we
Down
at?
behind the old McMullins, guys.
Oh, back
McMullins
there.
is,
Okay, so the where they grow the marijuana. That's where we're going.
Yeah, that's correct. That's exactly it. It's the medical marijuana. Correct. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who was doing what here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly correct. Yeah.
they're currently in this larger building here,
Yeah.
and they just acquired these properties over here, so they're
Yeah.
joining those into one big property.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Yeah.
there's 5 total. 2 of them are theirs and 3 of them are properties they purchased. This is Dave LaPaca, by the way.
hi, Dave.
Oh, okay.
Dave,
All right, Dave. How you doing?
Hi, how are you guys?
All right, good.
So
Thanks, Dave. I didn't see you on the call.
where is East Market Street?
East Market Street is out to the
Market
left
over-
there.
Over here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is,
McMullins is on the
where would
corner.
McMullins be?
McMullins would be on the corner
On the corner of
of
Rosanna.
Right there, yeah.
Rosanna Avenue
And
out
Market.
here.
Right.
See the little hand there.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that street went all the way through like it does. I'm thinking we're over there on Greenery Street.
In Scranton, we only know directions by bars and funeral homes and
You
churches.
got it. Billy, how true?
So this land right there, that was the old generator plant, I forget the
Yeah.
name of it.
It was I think that it was last the Scranton wiping cloth
Yeah.
Yes.
before Juicy bought it.
Okay.
So they're just going to take over that whole area then eventually. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Maybe they're going to buy McMullins. Who knows? So, Don, what are we just accepting it right now, or
No, I think this is ready for final approval.
ready for final approval?
Yeah.
I did a review of the plan. The plan was excellently prepared. I actually used it as an example. I sent it to another engineering firm to use it as an example for their combination plan. According to like Attorney Williams said, we'd like to see all the parcels in whatever. When this map was prepared, a lot of these up here, especially up in the, let's say Donnie, where am I trying to go? Up around Rosanna Avenue, were to be acquired. So they weren't really in hand.
Yeah.
So when they're all in hand of whatever entities purchasing them, there should be some master deed, but I guess what I'm trying to get is we need clarification on the drawing as to who owns all these parcels in the current ownership. This
John,
was
you're-
submitted way, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're 100% correct. So what Juicy eventually will do is, as I said, all the parcels now are in this, well, the parcels that have been acquired are now in JREHPA LLC. And they will eventually be conveyed to the entity that's the applicant here, this IIPA LLP. And then what will happen is, once they're individually conveyed, a consolidation deed will then be filed and recorded. Just as you said, that absolutely should be done.
Okay.
Yeah, John, we did provide an overall deed or an overall description for the whole parcel.
I read it. I followed it through. It's great. But I think the final drawing should not have the previous property owners' names on there. You know what I'm trying to say? Like to be acquired, just when if you guys have title to them now, just, put it on there that you own them. I think this little property here, like some of these said to be acquired, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they have been acquired, John, yeah.
So in the final drawing to be signed should have all that straightened out on it. That's all I'm saying. That was one of my comments. Just adjust the to be acquired parcels into the right, the most current ownership. Okay.
Yep.
Right. It sounds fair.
And then the only other thing I have, Dave, is I really looked. I missed it the first time.
Well, that's rare, John.
No, there's no statement of purpose of the subdivision. Just a simple statement is to combine all these lots into one lot to facilitate land development. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's 2. You have the county review. The subdivision was submitted and approved. Steve Petoniak gave it approval, so you don't need the county. That's
Right.
done.
Yep.
Donnie had a question on the floodplain, that it was the most current ordinance.
No, they got that. That's.
We revised that, didn't we, Donnie?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah,
All right,
what we
just-
put on there was revised.
And one thing, I'm a nut for this. Just scroll over by Rosanna Avenue.
No, the other way.
Is there a right-of-way width there for Rosanna Avenue? I can't really see.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see one. We could add that.
We can put that in.
Yeah, there has to be a street there. The street
I'm-
is there. Yeah. The street
It's
is there.
just
Yeah.
one of those things in the ordinance that always says rights of ways of all adjoining streets shall be shown, so
Yeah,
add
we'll
Rosanna
show it.
Avenue right away. That's
Yeah.
all, Dave, and this is a great job, really.
Thanks, John. Yeah, we'll add a dimension there for that.
Donnie, that's all I came up with.
Yeah, so, with that, again, I would recommend final approval with their basically drafting changes. There's no physical changes to the map, just some notes and some drafting changes.
Oh,
Let
go
me
ahead.
just look at one thing here. Maybe you could scroll to the owner's block. The owner's certification. And I'll defer to Attorney Williams there. Who will this be?
Yeah, so ultimately, John, it should be the IIPA LLC should be the ultimate owner statement once, because they will be combined. IIP LLC eventually will own them individually, and then will eventually do all the combining.
So they'll be the ones to sign. Very good.
Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, just change I just caught that. The notary stamp says 2016. It should say 2021. That's nothing. Dave, you see it?
Yeah, I got you.
yeah.
And then, the Don Julian will have to bring his seals up current, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So that's
we'll
no
get,
big deal.
we'll get everything re-signed.
Yeah. And then whatever changes you make down in the revisions block, just make another note there, that the revisions were made. Okay, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Excellent job.
Thanks.
Okay.
So we could,
So I should, yeah. so
recommend
need a-
approval with those, with the changes as discussed. I mean, everybody's pretty clear on them, right?
Yeah.
Donnie, you okay with them?
Yeah, no, I'm great with that.
Because this will allow their project to move forward with everything being in one name and one parcel. They can move forward for financing or whatever else they need, and permitting and everything else will be under one ownership. So that'll help the engineering out, correct?
Yes.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, so we need a motion and a second on the question, right?
Yes.
For the approval. So who's going to make
Make
a
the
motion?
motion. I'll make the motion. This is Todd.
Okay,
Okay.
Todd made the motion. Bill, you want to second it?
Sure, I'll second it.
All right.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion for final approval with the condition of some minor drafting changes and notes on the map.
Yeah.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Finnerty,
Aye.
Mr. Pousley,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
By a motion of 4-0, we've approved that plan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
very much, guys. Have a great
All right.
day.
Take
See you
care.
now.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Excellent. Everything was great. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Have a great day. Thanks.
care.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
So long.
Okay, moving on to the next one. Review of final land development for the Central Scranton Self-Storage Development. Construction of self-storage units at 1220 North Washington Avenue and IL Zone. What do you have in this one, Don?
I don't see anybody on here for that one. I know, John, you'd given them some comments that they need to work through on that.
Yeah, I could discuss that with we received the plans in, commission members, before Don had a meeting scheduled, but it always gives everybody a chance to jumpstart the project and to move it along a little faster. This parcel is the old Community Central steam heat plant out there on North Washington Avenue.
Yeah.
kind of across from AAA's administrative offices and a few other used car lots and so on, Bernie Honda and different things. So we reviewed the plan, sent them a comment letter on April 2nd, 2021, with 59 comments. So there's a lot of work to be done here. There's nothing that's a deal killer, but they have a lot of work to go on the plans as far as the engineering.
John, Chris here.
Yes.
I spoke to John Manorano yesterday. He had some questions on the comments and they're currently addressing them. I thought he was going to be on this today, but apparently he's not.
Yeah, Chris Stefersky is my right-hand man on this. He does all my land development reviews. He's up to date on all the current stormwater and on all the ordinance. So I do want you to meet Chris. He's the man behind the scenes. He develops these letters and we go over them. So you need somebody young and technically smart to do this stuff, not an old white-haired guy like me anymore, you know. But you know, it's great to see the next generation coming up and being able to take over. There's one thing I want to alert you to this. They went to zoning, and Chris, maybe you could explain how they have received an approval for kind of like a gravel lot, if you want to bring it up, just so when somebody sees this, they don't think we missed anything.
Yes, apparently they went in for a variance that that allows them to only pave up to their security gate along Washington Avenue, and behind that they're just going to be installing basically to a modified gravel surface. They have no intent on paving it, and they approved the variance, so there's really nothing we could do about it at this point.
So
Well,
their
it
storm,
doesn't have to be paved, right?
no, they got a variance, Jay.
I've seen them like that with just the gravel, because people just coming and putting stuff in the storage things, and
But you know, we have a lot of concerns with the stormwater and the maintenance of the stormwater facilities.
Oh, because all that
which
stuff
they're
will be going into it,
responsible for on site. So we just want to let everybody know we didn't miss anything. They did receive that variance. So it's you know.
Well, is there a
I
requirement?
guess Chris, the variance is for these are supposed to be paved, right?
Yes, yeah, that was a zoning requirement that they asked for a variance on.
Well, do they have to surround the property with some kind of protection from the stuff leaching out or whatever?
Well, that's.
I mean, if that's
the
the concern.
driveway, the driveway itself going in so far will be paved.
Right.
So hopefully people shouldn't be dragging stuff
Yeah,
out with them.
there's also a vegetative buffer along a portion of Washington and Larch Street. I don't think there'll really be any problem with them tracking stuff out onto Washington. It's more just on site clogging up the stormwater system. Basically, we asked them to add some additional notes to to increase the inspections for the maintenance schedule. You know, on it instead of doing it maybe 4 times a year, do it basically once a month, or anytime it rains significantly.
Yeah. Okay.
Here, I get a copy of the plan up.
So John, this is on the right-hand side of North Washington when you're heading out toward Andy Gavin's, right?
Yeah,
here you go. Another
it's
bar
right where the
reference.
steam, where the old
There
Gene
you go.
Barrett, Central Steam Heat, Gene Barrett Russ was the
Yeah.
last owner there. It butts up to PP&L's property to the east, Washington Avenue. There's a PP&L facility to the south. AAA is on that side with their offices. I think part of Bernie Honda's parking lots kind of bump up there. So it's that area right there, right up to Larch Street.
They did the big demo on that a couple of years ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Naples owns it. Doesn't he own the land? He's
He
selling it off.
He
owns
did
some of it.
own the property. Yeah, he's selling it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a lot consolidation plan that was prepared for this. I think Labella did it, so I don't think it had to come to the planning commission, but it was reviewed by Donnie and the alternate engineer, right, Don?
Yes, correct.
Right.
So the lot consolidation was already approved. I think there was maybe 2 or 3 parcels that got combined into one, maybe 2. I'm not sure.
So the
But
main
that's-
entrance for people that are going to be using these facilities will be right there off North Washington. Is there going to be a back entrance off of Larch or no?
No,
Okay. And those are the units, John? Looks like there's probably 8 of them.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, one of
buildings.
Chris's comments was to identify how many units. They just basically showed the block
buildings,
face of the building, but we want to know how many units and the size in each one. So that'll give us a better handle, you know?
Yeah,
It looks like they're numbered, actually.
It's kind of hard
They
to
are,
see.
they are numbered, building 1 through 8.
Yeah, okay.
We want to know how many units are in each building, right, Chris?
yeah.
Yeah,
There's a difference,
that should be on the plan, even if it's just a note.
there's different size units in each building, that, you know.
And what will
depending how
people
big a
use,
space you
like,
want.
people will use fobs or whatever to get in? Is there a gate or something there?
There's a gate there, but I think there'll be a secure, each person will have their own security code to get through the gate. I believe that's the system they're gonna have.
Yeah, that's what they explained when they were at the zoning meeting, that it's pretty much it's self-storage. Yeah, you'll have a card, you'll go in through the gate, and you'll have a passcode for your individual unit.
And Donnie, that whole thing is fenced off?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And where would the vegetation go there? Is that vegetation right there around?
I think.
Yeah, on the bottom left, at the intersection of Washington and Lawrence, then it goes up around the side, up to the back. And then there's,
Okay.
in the back parking lot area, there's some vegetation. That's it. Other than that, it's pretty much all impervious, but the maximum impervious coverage, it's right at it. It's just about 90%, which is the maximum impervious coverage for this zone.
Okay.
It's on a nice straightaway. I mean, these don't generate much traffic. You know what I'm saying? It's not like everybody, even though you have a lot of units, they
don't all come at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a traffic issue by any means.
One thing that I talked to John about yesterday, who's a design engineer for this project. There's a couple spots, if you look, on the site layout plan, you look at the dimensions, there's only 18 feet in between some areas, which isn't enough for two-way traffic. He's gonna do what he can to get 20 feet, and the other spots, like down along the left-hand side there, he might put some one-way signage there. The one area that concerns me a little bit is behind, what building is that? Behind building number 6. It's gonna be tough for cars to turn around back there. It's only 18 feet. So, I told him to do what he can to expand, to expand that area a little bit back there, make it a little bit wider.
It's for ease of access around the site, but it really doesn't impact like anything inside the public rights of ways or anything like that with traffic flow.
No.
It's just like we do all the time, pulling into these, places, and the parking isn't the best and you got to work your way through cautiously. Any questions? I mean, really all we could do now is accept this, accept the plans for review.
Okay, then, so we're just
Yeah, we're not-
accepting it, we
yeah.
don't need a vote or nothing, right?
No, just a motion to accept and a vote out to accept.
John,
We need to, all right.
Yeah, Bill.
one question, Jack Finnerty. What's the projected timeline that these folks have for actually bringing this to fruition?
They're moving as fast as they can. They want to get under construction as soon as possible.
Okay,
So I would assume as soon as their engineer gets everything laid out and done to our satisfaction, they'll be moving for permits.
I know that they have their MPDS permit in right now and that they're looking at that. So they'll have to get that before they do any earth disturbance, but that's in the process as well.
They were already into the county planning commission. They have approval from the county. But basically, if you look at the county approval, other agencies, they basically list the stuff that the city is responsible for the review, but it complies with our zoning plan. So the county gave it a thumbs up. So that's one step they already have done.
okay.
And they still have to address these comments on our letter. So, which is, quite substantial, but there's nothing there that's a deal breaker, right, Chris?
No, nothing that's a deal breaker.
So a motion to accept the plans. would
Motion to
be in
accept,
order.
okay, let's have a motion to accept the plans.
So moved.
Yeah.
Second,
second.
All right, there we go. We got it.
Yeah, everybody say aye.
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 All right, we've accepted the plan for review. All right,
We'll start the next one, Don?
yep,
Okay, review of final land development and subdivision plans for the construction of 7,191 square foot Dollar General retail store at the corner of Cedar Avenue and Birch Street, a CN zone.
and
What do you have on this, Don?
we have Mitchell Pappen, who's the developer, and Travis Martin, who's the engineer.
Okay, good. Okay, guys, tell us about the project, I guess.
How you doing? My name is Mitchell Pappen. I'm the developer for Dollar General at this location, and I'm proposing a 85 by 85 square foot building on this site with 30 parking stalls. Travis is my engineer, and I can have him speak more on the site plan.
Good afternoon. This is Travis. Go ahead.
Are you able to bring? There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Travis.
All right, good, yeah.
So we made a submission for the acceptance of this plan 223 application to Dawn. Since then, we've had a comment letter received from the engineer, just kind of a preliminary review of the plan. In addition to that, we made the submission to Lackawanna County Planning Commission. We got that reviewed by them with some minor comments as well. General project basically is going to include a lot consolidation plan of 6 lots and 1 alley into 1 lot to encompass the proposed Dollar General.
So you're right across from Sherman Williams?
Oh,
Right,
This
right
is-
across from-
there's like an
Um,
S turn on Cedar Avenue.
Yeah.
That's a body shop directly to the northeast. That's a body shop over there. I think it's been there forever. Triumph, is it?
Yeah,
And then you
Triumph.
go around the corner and that's it. Where Don's saying is that's Cedar. You make a
Oh,
quick
it's on the other
left.
side. Okay, it's on the
You
other
make
side.
a
of
quick
Sherman Williams.
left on the Birch Street and then it makes a swing right. And if you
Used
go
to
off
be
the,
a fire company right there, right, John? Right?
pardon?
It used to be a fire company there across from Drew Kettle's store.
Yes.
Yeah, that was right here.
No,
Okay.
that's a house. The fire
Okay.
company's actually on the lot.
Oh, okay,
Right.
It
okay.
has to be demolished, right,
I
Travis?
think it was a tissue bank at one time too.
Yeah, it was a tissue or blood bank or something like that after the fact. Yeah, it was one of the old Southside engine companies.
All right.
Yeah, the existing condition plan shows a building in the I guess it's the western corner.
Yeah, down in
I'm
here,
not
yeah.
sure. I'm not sure what the existing building was, but that would be demolished as part of this project as well.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
westerly side, if you remember way back, there used to be a restaurant there. Like up in this area where the parking lot is. It burned down. It was converted. It was a house they converted into a restaurant. That's the old Southside, one of the Southside engine companies.
Wasn't it Gus's Brewhaus or something like that?
I think you got it, Bill. Yeah, how come we know everything by a bar? Was in there back in the day. I think that was one of the first places that actually had an all-you-could-eat salad and bread bar, I think. It was one of the first places that tried that approach here in the area. That's back in the 70s. Go.
I have a good memory for certain things.
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
do too.
Gus's
Let me ask
Brewhouse.
you this. So this is a Dollar General. Now, two blocks away, 3 blocks away, what's down there? A Dollar Tree? Where's
Dollar
it?
Tree is down in the Southside Shopping Center. yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. They all like to be by each other, that's all.
Well, I will tell you this, as someone who drives through Southside a lot, that definitely would clean up that area. It's really an eyesore for a long time.
That's good then.
Generate some business in Southside.
No, we had a conference, a Microsoft Teams meeting with Livick yesterday, the engineers, and Chris and I sat in on it, and I believe Donnie was in on it, and we went over our comment letter and there's real no deal breakers. It's just clarifications, right, Travis? And some, work. It's a little bit of work. That's it. We asked them to break out the lot consolidation plan separately. They did a nice, that was actually where I sent the one from Juicy, and they did a nice job. And I gave them a couple small comments on that to address drafting comments, basically. So, they're on the road to a successful plan. I think only because of the timing is their involvement with PennDOT. PennDOT is, they don't move, they need an HOP for all this work, any work in the state right away, the entrance and, curbing and sidewalk and so on and so forth. So
that being said, that submission for the HOP has been made. So that was submitted, I believe, on April 1st. So we're already in motion for that.
I just, sometimes they get a little sticky, but I know you guys will work your way through even their comments, but you'll need some of the city stuff to get that approval. So, the more adamantly, eagerly you address our comments to get the stormwater resolved and things like that. That will be a requirement of your PennDOT permit that you have the city stormwater approval. So we're, like I said, we had a good meeting yesterday. I think that's on the way to being done. Chris, you got anything to offer to the commission?
No, I think, we provided the comments, we just, like you said, we discussed it yesterday with them, and I think, they know what they have to do, and they'll get everything revised, and we'll hopefully get it approved.
All right.
I think we could accept the motion to, here's the way I think we could do it, Donnie, and it may help the developer in a certain way too. If we make a motion to accept the land development plans for review, and under a separate motion, I really think we can give conditional approval on the lot consolidation plan, based on the comments they received yesterday, which were drafting in nature. So two motions. Don, you agree or no?
I agree, yes.
Because this way, having the land in one deed will help them with PennDOT too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that they have the ownership of everything.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what my comments were, that they provide a statement of intent of the subdivision on the plan. Just a note that the parcels are served by public sewer and water. There's an HOP note that this project will require an HOP. Asked to verify the floodplain and the zoning information. Make sure the right-of-ways are shown for all the adjoining streets and alleys. And all the final corners be set in the field. What they're shown. That's it right there. So, I think they're drafting in nature. So I believe I would like to keep these separate. That way it may have some value to have an approved lot consolidation plan before land development. Might help them with some other approvals that they would need, or financing or whatever.
So you want to have a land development approval first?
No, Jay. Acceptance of the land development plans for review.
Okay.
That'd be the first motion.
Right.
And then the second motion would be, after that one's approved, second motion would be conditional approval based on these red line drafting changes for the lot consolidation plan. That way, if they get this wrapped, because they already have the county already reviewed and gave them conditional approval on both. So they got approval on the lot consolidation, so they don't need the county. So I'd like to move the lot consolidation plan ahead. So maybe you want to do that one first.
Yeah, let's do that one first.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the lot consolidation plan with the conditions as discussed and as shown on the red lines on this drawing. Or just as
with the conditions as discussed, right?
Correct. You got okay with that, Travis and Mitchell?
Yeah, that's fine. Mitchell, are you good with that?
Yeah, that works. I appreciate it.
No, that'll get you. Sometimes, financing and different things, it helps if you have everything under one deed and one ownership. It helps it helps you a lot down the road,
Absolutely. Yep.
So that'd be the first motion.
Okay.
This is Todd. I'll make that motion.
Okay.
So the first motion is going to be a conditional approval of the lot consolidation with the conditions as discussed.
Correct.
Okay, and we need a
I think
motion.
Todd
or-
made that.
Tom made the
Make that
motion.
motion.
Okay, we need a second. Who's gonna
I'll
make the
second.
second? Okay,
Bill
Bill's
King.
gonna second, all right.
Okay, so on the motion to approve the subdivision plan, Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Finnerty,
Aye.
Mr. Pousley,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Okay, now, what do we, the second one's gonna be an acceptance for
Yeah, the
review?
second one's gonna be just to accept the plans for review. And we can do that by a yay or nay.
Okay, then, all right, well, the acceptance, everybody agree on the motion to accept?
Yay.
Yay.
Yay, everybody says yes, okay, I say, okay, we got it done.
Good enough.
Thank you all.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck
Like I
with the
said,
project, yeah,
It's another good project and we like to see it move ahead and we're always there to help you guys out. So just stay in touch.
Appreciate that. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Just wanted to touch base real quick. Is this something that for the motion to accept that the lot consolidation, or I mean, I'm sorry, the conditional of the lot consolidation, is that something that we're going to need to go to the council meeting to attend, or is that something I can just
No.
communicate with Dawn?
Now, in Scranton, the planning commission is the final approval, so.
Okay, all right, just making sure I didn't want to miss anything.
Yeah,
No, Travis, you're
when
good.
everything, when you have all the changes made, just get me the plan and we'll get it signed so you can get it recorded.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Travis, when you get it done, just email out another drawing PDF to me and Donnie. We'll take a quick look at it, give it the okay, get it signed up and sealed up and, send them into Donnie and we'll sign as many copies as you need.
Will do. Thank you. Appreciate it.
okay,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Have a great day.
You too.
see you now,
Too.
take care. So Donnie, I think the next one's you.
Yeah, I did notice that Emmett Mancinelli was on earlier, and I think Emmett's the one working on the project up on Meadow Avenue.
Yeah, the lofts at Village Square.
Yeah, the lofts
Yeah.
at Village Square, and they're still working through some engineering comments on that one also.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's not
Donnie,
on
you
my-
did talk
that's
to
not on
him
the
and I
agenda,
saw
right?
him, I did see him on there previously, so
Yeah,
we're just gonna continue this one, right?
yeah, yes. Yeah, I didn't even have it on the agenda because I know he hadn't put another submission in yet, but.
Okay,
we-
I thought about
we
the,
expect some soon.
about the zoning ordinance update.
I think
Yeah,
there's one other one, just update the commission on.
Yeah.
We received plans in from Pocono Peterbilt
Yes.
up at Stafford Avenue, right behind the convenience store, like Stafford and we had a good meeting with them and they received the comment letter, but they're gonna do some redesign, which is pretty substantial, right, Donnie, with sewer and stormwater, so.
Yes, yeah,
So, but just want to let you know, they're not gone away. They're still working through and they'll be back to us, right, Don?
yes, yes.
Okay,
Because some of these ones, we track them so they don't fall off the face of the earth later on.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so is that it?
That's it on the projects. So, yeah, like you said, on the zoning ordinance, we're moving along on it. I will send you all, we have a link for the ordinance and the maps. I'll get you all a copy of that. The latest draft of the ordinance is, looks like March 5th. So we're still working through. Some of the comments I got were from University of Scranton and Geisinger about the zoning around their campuses up there. And, they had asked that we expand what was in the original proposed map. And I think, what they're both asking for is reasonable and makes sense. I'm going to try and get another one of these maps up so you can see it.
Donnie, the county did provide you comments too.
Yes, yeah. A lot of them were drafting were same thing that, they're using the word processor and they have the wrong city in, or, they pulled it in from another document.
So this really goes back to the team you have working on this, right?
Yes, yeah, it's an environmental planning design out of Pittsburgh. Can you see my screen there now?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Okay. The proposed map, let me turn this off for a second. Around the university area, they have this town city institutional, which allows most of the university's uses. So they had asked, because they've already expanded on the other side of Mulberry and they own a great deal of property up in this area, So they'd asked if the areas that are going to pop up in green here.
they were in green. Yeah, I see them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Change the zoning to them?
Yeah, that we expand this town city institutional
To
to
encompass
take
those
in
streets.
these two areas.
Yeah.
They own the majority of the properties in those areas.
Donnie,
So-
does that go all the way up to, what would it be, Vine Street?
Yeah, this would be Vine here.
Okay.
Out the Vine, and then how far up, the 1000 block or so?
Vine up to Clay, from Madison up to Clay.
Yeah.
Then how far up Mulberry Street then?
On
same idea.
that side to Clay, that'd
Clay.
be the east side. On the west side of Mulberry, they're asking up to Irving,
Oh, yeah, they're all there. Yeah, all those places are there
Yeah.
now, yeah.
this area in here.
Irving, okay.
Uh,
That's,
Donnie,
right by the mulberry
Donnie.
bush, right? Up that
Yes.
far, okay.
would you mind if I cut out, Donnie? I got to run to another meeting. I mean, this is kind of
No.
more for the commission members to
Yeah.
bring them up to speed.
No, you're good. Thank you.
Thanks,
John.
guys.
Okay,
Okay,
John,
thank
take
you
care.
very
Thanks,
much.
John.
Yeah,
See
thank
John.
you very
John.
much. All right, thank you.
So, yeah, in these two areas, I think that it's a reasonable request by the university, as they own most of the properties and they have their, the two biggest new dorms are right in here.
Yeah.
And the other request came in from Geisinger at CMC. The initial map that was put out by the consultant just had it zoned residential up there. So I'm proposing that, I'll turn off, I'll go to what the proposed map from the consultant just had it marked city neighborhood mixed use. So I am proposing, we have a new, what we called institutional in the old ordinance, we're calling civic. So I was saying, I'm proposing that around their campus, the old Audubon school site, and some other property, again, they're the majority property owner in all this area in purple, that would be zoned civic. And then as a step down, we have another new zone called town city institutional. That would be these green areas, and that allows doctors' offices and the mix in of residential. And it would be a step down from the heavier institutional districts.
Don, if we could go back for a minute to the university's request.
Sure.
So you get those two large green parcels, all right? And you said the
Yeah.
university already owns most of the property contained therein, but they don't
Correct.
own all of it, right?
No, they don't.
So is there an opportunity for people who do own some property within those zones to have some input on this?
Oh, sure. And that where I was going to get to next is I think we need to schedule a meeting open to the public just on zoning to take that kind of input from people.
Good point, Jack.
Thank you.
Yeah. Since it needs to be done in a public meeting, right?
Yeah. Yes. We were kind of hoping that maybe we'd get to the point where we could have a large open public meeting, but I don't think that's going to happen before we have to really move on this. So I imagine we're going to end up having another virtual meeting. But I do want to have one that's just strictly on on the zoning. And as for map changes, so far, these are the only ones that have, the only requests that have come in on the draft. On the link I will send you out for the website, there's a, let me see if I can, let me get that page up so you can see what it looks like. So this is the web page that the consultants put together for each of the municipalities in this, but on there is a copy of the ordinance. You could click on it, you could page through it all on here, or you could enlarge it or print it if you want. These are what they call the transects, but they're basically, it's a synopsis of what's allowed in each of the zones. So if well, I'll go to the civic one since that's one we were talking about. Of course, it doesn't want to load now, so. Let me, of course, it wants to move slow when we're on there, but. If I could zoom this in anymore. But what this is it says, you know, what the zone is. It's kind of like a one page for each of the zones. What the zone is, what are the allowed uses, what are the setbacks, and then a kind of a diagram, what they think it should look like. Now let's get to one that's. Let me find that there, civic. This is the ones we'd be talking about around the universities and the hospitals, and what it is what we call in our current ordinance the institutional zone. So you see it lists what uses are allowed or permitted. P is permitted by right. Special SE is special exception. C is conditional use, which would have to be approved by council. You know, lot sizes, setbacks, and then a little representation of what they think that zone will look like. I mean, here, of course, the courthouse property. So let me get back to this. So that's in there. The map is there. Again, you could zoom in on it. And this page also tells you how the public can comment on the ordinance. So that they could put comments in there that we'll be able to see, and it'll go right to the consultant also. They have each of the drafts that they've worked through are listed down on the bottom. So yeah, I'm gonna take a look and see when we can get this public meeting together. I'd like the commission members to have some time to take a look and go through all this, so you kind of understand where it's at before we have a real public meeting on it. But like I said, sooner rather than later, we want to have this adopted. We have a grant from the state that runs out in June, so we're shooting to have each of the 9 municipalities have it adopted prior to the end of June. So we'd really like to have it in council's hands probably sometime in May, so they have some time to schedule their public hearings and everything.
Tight timetable.
Yes.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah. It's a large undertaking. But I think the consultants have done a really good job.
Don, let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Practically, what does it mean when the grant runs out? I'm assuming that the money's going to all run out at that point, if it hasn't already.
Well, I don't know, to tell you the truth. What, is it a deal killer? I'm not sure. It's just the county planning commission took this project on and has acted as the overseer for the 9 municipalities that are doing this.
Okay.
So they're overseeing the grant. So we're trying not to have to go back and ask for additional time. So I'm sure they would like to have everybody have this adopted and be able to make the final payments to the consultants before the end of that grant period.
So, Donnie, what's your timeline to try to get this public meeting? If you're looking at council for May, today's April, what, 14th?
14th,
Yeah.
early May, probably the first week in May.
Okay.
All right.
And for that one, we'll go back and do an evening meeting, so it's easier for members of the public that are working to be able to get on and give us comment.
Okay.
But yeah, I said I will get you all the link out to this site on there so everybody could look at the ordinance, and if anybody needs it printed out or anything, let me know. Or if you're having a hard time reading something, let us know, and we'll make sure we get you. We'll get you what you need.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right. I think that's all we have for today.
Like a motion to end the meeting.
So moved.
So moved. There you go.
All right. Well,
That's what I was waiting for.
yeah. Thank everybody for
Okay,
taking
yeah.
the time out and getting this done. We got a couple of projects moving there.
All right. Yeah. Good job, Don.
Great.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we'll catch you next month.
Yep. All right.
All right.
I'll be in
Thanks,
touch.
Take
everybody.
care, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye, folks.
Bye.
Yeah.